Here we go.
What are those? Okay. Okay.
All right, that means it is go time for NSFW, the new show full of win, the new sauce for the Webernets, the show that is nominally safe for work. As always, I'm your host, Brian Brushwood, joined, as I am 100% of the time, for there would be no NSFW. He puts the JRY in the NSFW. It's Justin Robert Young. What's going on, Professor Jury?
Oh, before, I'll tell you what, there ain't nothing going on but a pile of biscuits and awesome for this show that you are about to see. Ladies and gentlemen, I will spare no hullabaloo and nonsense before we get to the introduction of our guest tonight. We're recording on a strange day at a strange time, and we don't just move our caravan for anybody. No, it's got to be easily one of the coolest people that we've ever met. He is the star of Think Like a Man, coming to theaters, a theater near you. Folks, Romany Malco's here.
For the first time ever, Romany Malco joining us on the NSFW show.
Folks, Romany Malco's here.
That's right, I am, and I'm happy to be here, man. You know, you guys, we have a little bit of history now, and it's, you know, and you know, what can I tell you? You guys gave Tijuana Jazz his home. You really launched him really well via the internet. Now he's like interviewing celebrities, and I kind of owe that all to this show.
Dude, I'll tell you what, if you happen to talk to Tijuana Jackson, let him know thank you so much for coming on, and thank you for hooking us up with him, because easily one of our favorite episodes.
Legendary, a legendary guest, and not only a bit of a potty mouth, Tijuana was. He you know, he's a rough and tumble character.
He's an interesting cat.
You know, interesting cat. I'll agree with you on that. So what's going on tonight? You guys obviously have a lot of news.
Yeah.
And I need to catch up. I want to put back into the loop.
Okay, yeah. So I guess some of the things we're definitely going to talk about your new movie. We want to know what's up with your Whirlwind tour. You're traveling all over the place. You said it's one of the most ambitious PR vehicles that you've participated in. We've got a bit of news ourselves. You may remember that you showed up on a little show that Justin and I were working on called Game On, and you were nice enough to play
Draw Something.
Draw Something, yeah. It was awesome.
Well, what we wanted to do is we had Draw Something, which was at that point that week it was blowing up. Like literally, it went from like it was funny to us because the people who did Draw Something at OMG Pop liked Game On. Like they were emailing Brian and Veronica when it was sitting in the App Store collecting dust right before it absolutely exploded, and then it blew up. And we luckily enough were able to get an interview. But I'm like, I would like to do a segment, but I don't want to do like a sketch about it. Let's just do something where maybe we have like a celebrity Draw Something kind of thing. And the only person that I could think of that would be cool enough to get the concept and certainly would bring that glare of awesome celebrity, because you know you're so recognizable from Weeds and 40-Year-Old Virgin and No Ordinary Family and The Good Wife and everything, was Romany Malco. I mean, I think it's easy to say you are probably the most famous person who knows that this show exists. I don't think that's much of a race, but you win.
I don't know, but I will tell you though that, you know, seriously, I champion entrepreneurship for one, and I like independence, and I like the idea of you know, protecting art and the voice, and I just feel like this is the best way to go, you know, not, you know, having your own show, being able to crowdsource, build your own audience. I don't know. I just feel as if it's the right path to be on. So when I actually feel fortunate to be included in the show, and I really did have a good time on Game On?
Yeah.
We played Draw Something, and Veronica beat the shit out of me in front of like 5,000 people.
Yes,
that was fun.
Well, I'll tell you, that's one of the internet is a different kind of animal in that they don't just cotton to whatever's shoved down their throats. You know, they need to see engagement. They need to see humility. They need to see people being genuinely fun and interesting and interacting with them. There's an expectation on the web that that you can interact with the stars in a way that's totally not possible in any of the old media, whether it's movie, television, or even radio. You just have no expectation of that. But I think you respond to it really well in that you do. People are, and I've been on Skype with you doing meetings, and then your phone rings, and people are perpetually freaked out that you answer the phone. You give out your cell phone number left and right. And answer the phone, man. It's like, do you know anyone else in Hollywood who does that?
I have, I don't know. I have, I got a Google number, and I was able to forward it to my cell phone, and I can get text messages on it. So like, I go all out. I don't see any point in, and I really want to eliminate that divide. You know what I mean? For a couple of reasons. It really gets on my nerves whenever I look at my freaking nieces and nephews, and they look at celebrities as if they're royalty. I'm like, fuck that.
Yeah.
Royalty. Oh, excuse my language.
Yeah.
Oh, I forgot
No,
about this. Okay.
Doggone it.
So I believe that when you have that divide and you look at that person as being so much better or beyond you, then it takes away from your ability to become just as good, if not better, at what that person does. You know what I mean?
Right.
And so I don't ever want you to look at that person like, oh, that person's a god and I'm just mortal. I'm fucking, damn, I'm cursing a lot. Anyway. Whatever.
So, by the way, we're setting the official over and under at 5.5. So,
yeah, that's right.
Please get your action in on the Romany 5.5.
You can see that. I don't know if you see the chat room is freaking out because they actually play side bets right before every episode, trying to figure out who's going to accidentally curse. And so far you've run away with it. But so here's what I like about, and I think you're right about the importance of that interaction between these gods of Olympus versus the average Joes. What happens is the legend becomes bigger than the person, and the truth gets perverted along the way. And as a result, if you have somebody who aspires to be, I want to be an actor someday, or I want to do this, I want to do that, and all they hear about are these BS success stories of, this person killed it on this interview or this audition. Yeah.
Like everybody's, I mean, like Romney, you live and work in LA, and you've been involved in show business for a very long time, and you at some point you realize when you are involved, and I've only been limitedly involved in television, but everyone's story is fake. Every story that everybody tells in LA is completely fake. And then you get to know them a little better, and it's like, oh yeah, because they'll tell the story of like, well, I was 12 and I started doing some job that a 25-year-old should have, and I've been continuing to do that. And not to say there's not ambitious people, it's just all like, it's all puffed up, and they just edit, like it's like a movie. It's like they just edit all the bad parts.
It is, but I'm going to throw something out there. Like, only in this country does this happen. Just recently, I was a couple days ago, we did the Wendy Williams show, and when Wendy asked Regina Hall to describe the cast, and when she described me, she said that I was complex. And the reason is because I've been touring with this cast for this movie, Think Like a Man.
Yeah. No. Who? Just so people know, what is the cast? Who's traveling with you?
Okay, I'm going to see if I can spell it out. If you've seen 40-Year-Old Virgin, there was a guy that I was arguing with named Kevin Hart. So I would be like, I was like, you looking for a nigga here now, don't touch me. Oh, I didn't touch you. I touched your nigga tie. If anybody remembers that scene, give me a sign in the chat room so I know.
One of the funniest scenes of the last decade. I will say this: the first time that I met you was at South by Southwest, and we were recording, we were live streaming, and I remember
that. Yeah.
Like the only thing I could say to you was just that scene was one of the funniest scenes, and I love comedy. I consider myself like a comedy guy. It was one of the, just you and Kevin Hart playing against each other was just, the energy was just so awesome. It was like a 45-second bomb of energy that I was so in love with.
Thank you. Yeah, and it was all uncomfortable and all this stuff. And like that guy, his name is Kevin Hart. And he's in the movie. Let's see if anybody know who Gabrielle Union is? Gabrielle Union is in the movie. She might be one of the hottest chicks in the game. I saw her, I saw her every day for like 2 weeks straight. And I have to tell you that I was perving out a little bit, Don't let
Dwayne hear that.
Dude, I know. I met Dwayne, and like, I don't know. All I could tell you is, after hanging out with Gabrielle for a while and really checking out how she gets down, she's one of the coolest chicks I think I've met in the business. And I say that because, like, when we were at an after party, nobody knew who my brother was, but my brother had flown in for the premiere, and Gabrielle and my brother are in this intense conversation, and I roll up and I'm like, "What's up?" And I'm like, "Oh, you met my brother." She's like, "What? This is your brother?" She had no clue who he was. She was just that cool, just chatting it up. A lot of times people kind of like create that divide between themselves and the people who are not necessarily in the business, and she's not that kind of person at all.
The thing I like the most about Gabrielle Union, because I'm from South Florida, so I get all the Heat games locally. I try to follow the Heat, and you just always like there's probably once every 3 games if it's at home and she's there, she'll be like up on her feet barking at the refs. Like you always gotta love it when the celebrity starts getting in the ref's ear on some ticky tacky foul call in the second quarter.
Dude, I'm telling you, like, I listened to her argue with our producer Will Packer about sports, and I was just like, I became such a female in that moment, like a typical female, because they was going at it like 2 dudes, and there's something really cool about that, to have that quality, to being able to argue sports and okay, who knows Turtle? Jerry Ferrar from Entourage. He's in this movie.
Yeah, fantastic.
Really, half a turtle compared to where it was in the first season of Entourage. Jesus Christ.
Oh, has he lost a lot of weight?
Yeah. Oh, he really has. You're right, half a turtle. Actually, he can actually observe himself urinate now, which is cool because he seems healthier after.
It's not a magic trick every time he does it now. He's like, oh, well, that's how that works. So just real quick go ahead.
I was going to name a few more names, then I was going to say, if the people in the chat room can list the names that I've mentioned who are in this movie and the name of the movie, the names that I mentioned, I will pick someone. I'll give someone a follow and like ample amount of retweets.
Man, I'm half tempted. I see that's not mischievous enough for the chat realm. I'm half tempted to turn them loose and to start telling lies about what you're saying on the show about your co-stars, and scream at them on Twitter just so we can get all your co-stars to tune in.
How about this? How about Romney? Go ahead and name a few more of your co-stars, and here's the game. You just need to get @replied by one of the co-stars of Romney for Think Like a Man.
There you go. And whoever does it first,
it's a huge cast.
Then you get the follow. If you're the first one, you got lots of people. This is not going to end well for you, I hope.
Oh my God. This is not cool. Yeah. Well, I see Neshcom got it pretty tight there. Neshcom, Gabrielle, put Kevin Hart, Gabrielle Union, Jerry Ferrar, Think Like a Man. Yeah. So okay, you guys get it. Damn it. Okay. So what are we doing? We doing the @reply?
Yeah, well, I'm sure. Look, they're gonna start harassing them all over Twitter. We'll see if we can get any of them to respond.
No, keep it clean. I mean, like, you don't want to because you're not gonna get an @reply if you insult them.
Yeah.
You have to ask them a question. I mean, the game here is to engage them enough for them to @reply.
Right. Yeah.
So I'm gonna give you clues that you can ask them. How about that?
There we go. There we go. Hey, bingo. This is perfect. All right. So
Romney, this is why you're great on this show. Because there's an energy here, and I'm feeling it. We're running the 3-man weave right now.
This is good.
We're bringing back Game On too. It's all coming together.
Oh yeah, by the way, we've got on this gigantic circle. Here's the spoiler alert: kids, Game On got canceled.
Right. Speaking of which, and I don't know why we got off on this tangent, which I suspect we're going to do a lot of in this conversation, but we were talking about what's great about you interacting with people on Twitter and on the phone is that it keeps the failure part of in the narrative. It keeps it honest. It keeps it real. Like one of my favorite presentations I ever saw was Adam Savage from the Mythbusters spent an hour. His whole presentation was nothing but talking about everything that every epic failure he's had in his career leading up to Mythbusters, and it was so inspiring to me because it made him a real person. And it's like, I want to have those failures. I can see myself getting harassed by the police in this situation, and so on and so on and so on. So
exactly. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you
off.
No,
no, you got it. Yeah, run with it.
No, but that's the whole thing. So we were on Wendy Williams the other day, and Wendy Williams says, "How do you describe Kevin? How do you describe Romney?" And when she described me, she literally said Romney's complex. And what happens is that we've been doing all these shows together, and every time I'll give like this what they would call a really profound answer, but then I'd follow it up with the most crass and insulting, rebuttal to my own answer.
Mm-hmm.
And the reason I do that is because I've noticed in this country only, we have a tendency to make people, especially celebrities and athletes, into either or. You're either the saint or the heathen. You know what I mean? And so I make sure to bust that myth by straight up making it clear, yes, I'm a gentleman and I believe in abstaining before hooking up, but at the same time, after I hit it, I might not be interested anymore. You know what I mean? And I do it all the time because I will never give you the opportunity to put me in a box. If you catch me in a bathroom with Paris Hilton, hey, I told you that it might happen. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
No,
and
it's
if
good.
you do get caught in a box, you might not be back. It really depends on the box.
So, all right. Well, okay. So, what's the first little tidbit that we can give chat room to start running around with?
Okay, here's the first little tidbit. Megan Good, who is fine as hell, she would eat something right before our makeout scenes. Ask her what it is that she used to eat at Megan Good. Let me see if I can type it in the chat room. It's at
Now, of course, Think Like a Man is about a group of guys and a group of girls and the romantic interactions between them. It's based on the Steve Harvey, or it's an adaptation of the Steve Harvey book, right?
Exactly. Yeah. Let me jump in there. Okay. Listen. I'm gonna lay it out and be really cool. Look, a lot of times when you, when a lot of people associate this book, this style, or whatever you want to call it, with a lot of the like kind of corny, predictable, kind of like the buffoonery that's sometimes associated with these types of rom-coms. And
yes.
I just want to make
Let's
it clear.
say maybe, and I don't want to say his name because I certainly wouldn't want you to be precluded from being cast in one of his films, which does very, very well. But a certain director is kind of known for what you've just talked about.
Okay, well, I'm glad that I don't know who you're talking about, but I do understand that a lot of those films sometimes create this stigma. They create this impression, and so as a result of that, anytime a black film comes out, people automatically assume that that's what this is. First of all, just because there's more than one black person in the movie America, it doesn't make it a black film. That's the first thing I want to say.
Yeah, so you hear that, chat room? Y'all's racist. Shame on you.
Yeah, and then no, ain't nobody racist. And then the other thing is that I wouldn't be involved. I just wouldn't be involved if I didn't think it was a straight up story. Look at my resume. I haven't done a whole bunch of shit. I've only done the things that I really, really believed in. And my point just basically being, this movie is badass and it's funny as hell. And one of the things was I had a lot of makeout scenes with Megan, and I would literally text her on the weekends and I'd be like, Megan, Monday we got to do some serious making out. What do you say I come over to your crib and we rehearse?
How did that go over?
She'd never respond to that. But then on Monday, she'd eat something in particular before our makeout scenes. Go ask her what that is. See if she'll tell you.
Yeah, let's see if we can get Megan. Who knows if Megan's up, at this hour? But we certainly be awesome if her cell phone just exploded.
Well, she's in LA. It's like literally it's 9 o'clock, right?
Yeah, no, it's plenty early. We got a full hour till we'll feel bad about it. Not that we wouldn't do it, but we just feel bad about it. So, okay, so tell me about this giant PR tour that you're doing, because it sounded like you said that the last time you were this busy was when you were doing music. I mean, not that you're not doing music now, but
there's a new. I don't know. Are there any? Let me take a look at the chat room really quick. Sorry, give me 1 second. I just want to let people on Facebook give them a clear link to how to get here.
Sure. Here, meanwhile, I'm gonna gossip with Justin. Hey, Justin.
Hey, Brian.
Remember Game On? That show was awesome. We should tell. There's probably, I don't know, maybe a third of the audience who has no idea what actually happened.
Okay, so here's what happened, guys. About 4 or 5 months ago, we were all hired in various succession between me and Veronica and Brian to do a video game show. We did it for a bunch of weeks. We talked about it a lot on this show, and then eventually there was
we don't need an origin story for you don't have to start like at the very beginning.
Well, I mean, here we go. Here's skip to the end.
You go ahead.
Got canceled because we didn't have enough advertisements and we didn't have enough viewers to attract the advertisers that we needed to keep the show afloat, because it was a more expensive show. Brian got flown out every week. We were paying good wages, to do a good, higher quality show. And right before we're about to go live for the final episode, we are told, or Leo tweets out, that if the show gets 50,000 views for this final episode, he'll bring it back.
Now that was such a weird thing for it. I don't know if he. I mean, he's Leo, man. He might just do it. He could just wave the success wand, and then we're back in. But I'll tell you what, man. The freaking internet is rallying. Like, people who I had no idea were watching the show are saying, "Oh man, cancel before it's time." It hit #1 in Canada of all podcasts, full stop, on iTunes. Hit #2 in the United States, #1 video podcast, and best of all, I went and there are 5 pages on April 9th of nothing but 5-star reviews praising the show and saying great things about it.
And we were the #1 podcast in all of Canada today. We're the #4 podcast in all of iTunes today. We're the #1 video podcast for all of iTunes today. And that's all fan support of people who want to save the show and took Leo seriously when he said to do the 50,000 thing, which he then reiterated that he would do it. I mean, if it hit 50,000 for this episode. For people who are asking in the chat room, and apparently they've been in the Twitch chat room all day pestering literally every host who has no idea what the hell happened, that Game On was a thing, what Leo tweeted. Apparently all I know is that I tuned into Tech News today, and Tom Merritt started the show. And as soon as he got onto the pre-show, he said, "Listen, I'm only going to say this once. I don't know how many views Game On has so far. I don't know how far away they are from 50,000, and I won't know. And nobody will know until tomorrow because all the views are coming in today. So I won't respond to anything else because I don't know. Nobody knows. So and we don't either. So
having said that, though, if you watch the YouTube video, that will update. Then you can watch those numbers rise.
You can watch those, and if you want to watch the video several thousand times.
Hang on, I'm gonna actually take a look here and see if only 502 views, not so hot.
Well, there we go. I guess it's just it.
I guess they didn't love it enough.
I guess, hey, look, it's seen on Nitrix.
Yeah, look at that. That's pretty cool. So anyway, we do want to say, I guess we should give a little bit of a eulogy here. We do want to say, #1, thank you to everybody who contributed. Blender MF working on the subreddit T2T2. Zach Holder for creating the music. It's you have no idea how happy we were with the project, especially the last 5 episodes. Romany, I don't want you to name names here, but the nature of being an actor means you go from project to project, and some of them you have a good feeling about. Like, it's obvious you have a very good feeling about Think Like a Man going into it, and you're excited to see it released. You think it can really soar here. And then there's other projects that you sort of you smell the compromises early on, and you suspect aren't going to be your finest project to be associated with it. What's it like? How do you deal with the fact that every series has to end sooner or later?
I really have been told over and over again that I am unique in the way that I approach the business. And so I just honestly try not to get involved in the projects that I'm not passionate about. I never really think about when it's going to end or when it's going to start or when it's going to end. This is real. This is real talk. I swear to you, in Los Angeles, all the time that I was there up until about 6 months ago, I lived in a townhouse that cost me $2,000 a month. Mm-hmm. I didn't blow,
Wow.
I mean, I traveled and did that kind of stuff, but the long and the short of it is that I never really overextended myself financially. I just kind of saved my dough because I always knew I couldn't live in Los Angeles for real. And the long and the short of it is, with that low overhead, I had the freedom to do what the F I wanted whenever I wanted.
Right.
And so I just chose that way. And the fact that these things are going to, that they're all coming to an end at some point or the other, the key is to understand that they afford you a platform, and you just utilize that platform while you're there to the best of your ability. And that in itself is a science, understanding that you're on something that may last a season, that may last a season and a half, or may last 6 episodes. How do I maximize this? And there are ways where you can say, like, for instance, I've been on The Good Wife for 3 episodes, and I've got 2 more episodes to go. And everywhere that I go, all people are telling me is, "Oh man, it's so awesome that you're on The Good Wife." I'm like, that show has 22 episodes. I'm on 5 of the 22, and that's all everybody wants to talk about. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And now, of course, Think Like a Man. So there's where you can leverage the association of one project into, you know, more opportunities.
Well, and it's one of those things where it's just, I think about everything as a lottery ticket, only you don't know when they're going to pay off or how they're going to pay off. You know, obviously what's a tragedy at one point ends up being the best, you know, and we keep making the parallels to Firefly because they had 14 episodes and we had 14 episodes. But obviously after the fact, after it was dead and gone, people discovered it and they're like, oh, I love this. Why did this ever get canceled? And who knows what can happen. But I'll tell you what, man, it's way cool to go out on top the way we are, you know, hitting the top of the charts of iTunes and having so many people and having, you know, these 5-6 episodes in a row that from beginning to end we're super, super proud of. I just want to thank everybody who gave us a chance over at Twit.
No,
and thank the audience.
Thank you. I mean, listen, Game On was us taking Chat Realm. You know, it was us going from, you know, our own little carnival in NSFW and really putting it on Broadway with a big kind of budget behind it and trying to leverage all the awesomeness that comes out of this audience. And you guys really didn't disappoint. And the first thing I said after we got the news last week to Brian was, the one thing we are going to learn no matter what comes out of any of this is how Chat Realm handles death. And it was amazing to see you guys just absolutely blow a fuse and be like, no, you don't get to take this away from us.
Right. It's
we're going, you want 50,000 downloads? We're going to give you 100,000 downloads and we're going to blow this thing up to the #1 podcast on iTunes. And it's so amazing. It's just, it was so cool to see. So thank you everybody for doing that. And as for what comes next, you know, we will see, but hopefully we'll have information on it going forward, whether or not we hit 50,000. I want to know whether or not we hit 50,000. So hopefully I know that I will work hard personally to find out what the number is and if we hit it. And if so, how much we surpassed it by. So just, you know, if you want to support it, but thank you guys very much.
Yeah, no, it was awesome. All right. So I want to get another tidbit out of Romany.
Okay.
For Twitter. But before we do have to take a short break. We have a brand new sponsor.
Oh my God. It's been forever since this has happened.
I know. I don't know if I've ever told you this, Romany, but one of my favorite things about the podcasting world is that everything's so small that the advertising, it's quaint. It's like it's the 1950s. And we just take a moment in the middle of the show to thank the fine folks over at Ovaltine and you know, how much we enjoy Geritol. I love Geritol.
Yes, it's like that. You know, we have the Flintstones come out and talk about how awesome it is to smoke cigarettes, and you know, we get on with the show. But this is not the Flintstones smoking cigarettes, folks. This is creating your own media. This is you making sure that when you put up your YouTube clip or your podcast or you're making a website, you need pictures or sounds or something, that you're not going to get it pulled down by Viacom because you use something that they have the rights to. Pond5.com is where you need to go. They got everything you need.
Dude,
video clips.
Check this out.
Photos,
check this out.
Illustrations, music tracks, sound effects.
Romany, we're going to play a game. We're going to make a movie about something, okay?
Okay.
Name anything that we need B-roll, expensive B-roll footage. Like it could be a monster movie, it could be a whatever, but there's got to be, just name anything. Anything in the
setting.
world.
We need a setting.
I would love to see B-roll footage of Godzilla.
Godzilla? See, that's I don't know.
Well, that's a trademark character, but we'll see what we can
Look
get.
at this. Look at this.
Godzilla,
Even though they're like Pond 5 is like, okay, you don't want actual Godzilla because freaking that's a copyrighted product. You can't get away with it. But you know what?
Right,
we understand what you mean.
Way cool. So how about like B-roll? Like let's make our own B-roll footage of Jurassic Park with our own dinosaurs.
No, but this is great though. Like even though I typed in Godzilla, it knew it. And check this out. Look at this. Hold on. Hold up, wait.
You know what?
Pond5.com.
So even though like it knew what we were going for with
Which, by the way,
Godzilla.
that's my favorite part of all these sites, and Pond 5 is no different because they don't just want a bunch of goons recording the sounds as you play the free samples, so they have to have the overlay like it's a mix, like it's a DJ mixtape.
yeah, exactly.
Pond 5 Street Official.
So one of the things that,
I really like that. That's dope.
So
I like that.
Here, let's do another one. Here, let's do dinosaur. Man, they got to look at here. I'm gonna put dinosaur, and then look at this. What do we got? What is that?
what would be really funny is that, if we could really find out what dinosaurs actually sounded like, they probably sounded like birds.
It probably did. Boy, I will be sincerely disappointed when we get time machines or when we clone dinosaurs and find out that that's the case.
Well, we're going to put like a speaker in them, because we won't be able to handle it. It's the same reason why we have to put a camera sound on our digital cameras, even though they don't need it. It's just because we can't handle the fact that it doesn't make a sound.
She said they sound like angry birds.
Look at that. Listen, that's HD. Or don't listen to it because you can't listen to it. But right now we're watching HD video of an iguana. So right now I could be like, listen, hey, that Rick Santorum sure is an idiot. The only person voting for him is an iguana. And then boom, HD video of it. Look at that. That's an iguana voting for Rick Santorum right there.
No, that's bomb. I can think of dope ways to incorporate that. I'm sure. Give me a second. I could come with some. I like that.
But look
I just added that to my.
The point is, I was able to meet with the Pond 5 guys over at South by Southwest. They were really, really cool, and I talked about what a passionate fan base we have with them, and what I want to do is see if we could work out some kind of freebies to see if you guys can use some of the assets to make awesome NSFW movies. I told them about the 10-second film festival that we did, so do us a favor. I know that we have media pros out there who want to step up their game. Just explore.
They want to be street official, like Pond 5.
Yes, exactly. So what code do we have for everyone?
Well, folks, if you want all of the most legit, listen, the Pond 5's name's ringing out on the streets for stock video clips, photos, illustrations, and music tracks. You just need to go to pond5.com and type in TWIT25. That is TWIT25 at checkout. 25% off everything. Okay? And that's only for this month. That's only for the month of April. Just go in there and at Pond 5 at checkout, use code TWIT25, and you're gonna get everything you want. Boom, knock a quarter off that.
Hey, and while you're at it,
off.
Why don't you hit up our friends? Go on Twitter. I'm sure it's at Pond5. I assume. I don't know, but hit them up on Twitter and let them know. Thank you for sponsoring the NSFW show.
Yeah, well, because they're new. Chat room. They're new. We'd like them to stay around for a while. So let's let them know. Oh, my God. Everyone's really excited, and we're going to be doing nothing but buying every stock video thing on Pond 5 immediately.
All right. Thank you very much to Pond 5. All right. Give us more juice. Give us more material to harass your friends with.
Okay. Let's go through another one here. One of the cast members is involved in an interracial relationship.
Okay. Is this shocking news or is it...
No, here it comes, okay? And he beats
the other
his
race
wife.
is Klingon.
Wait, Andy beats his wife? What?
You got to figure out who that one is.
Wait.
Okay, this is not funny. I'm going to stop that right now.
What was that?
That was... Oh, look. Okay, let's move on. I'm sorry. Tijuana Jackson was coming out of me right now. I'm sorry. Okay. That was worse. Something I was noticing, I have a very tragic sense of humor. It's the worst.
I don't think I've ever seen you backpedal from anything ever. I mean, this is amazing. This is Romany Malco blushing. This is amazing.
Yeah, I don't know what happened there. I get my the left and right, they just, anyway, okay, let's move on.
Okay. I kind of want to run with this.
Don't do it. Don't do it. Okay, here we go. Here's another clue, okay?
But if you see Dwayne Wade with a black eye.
Oh, my God.
That the mess is going down in clay class in the Miami Heat locker room.
Okay. All right, y'all. Oh, shoot. Kevin Hart. Here's one for Kevin Hart. Then let me type his thing. It's at Kevin Hart for real. Okay, at Kevin Hart for real. That's his thing right there. Okay?
Oh, there you go. Got it.
Can you see it?
Yep.
KB. I'll type it again. For real.
No, listen.
Okay. I want you to go to Kevin Hart for real.
All you got to do is say the name once and they'll find it.
Yeah.
All right. And let me think. I've got so many on Kevin. I don't even know where to start. But okay. He drove a vintage vehicle to the set of Think Like a Man when we were in Culver City. So ask him, what vintage vehicle did he drive to the set of Think Like a Man? Someone said Kevin Hart has some big ass cabs.
Does he in fact, Romney, we asked the hard-hitting questions here on Game On. Does in fact Kevin Hart have some big ass calves?
I don't know, man. I mean, he seemed pretty athletic.
Like you're on set one time and you just be like you're just kind of scanning the floor, maybe looking for something, like you dropped your cell phone and you're like, oh god damn it, did a horse walk on set, or is that Kevin Hart in shorts?
I don't know about you, but I will never admit to looking at another man's calves ever. So I don't know. I plead the fifth on that one.
Oh my god.
Yeah, Kevin Hart. Ask him, what was that car? Say, what was that car that that vintage car that you were driving to the set of Think Like a Man? And listen, when you put Think Like a Man in, put it like this, and he'll know it's for real. Put it like this: Think like a man. Hashtag Think Like a Man.
Hashtag Think Like a Man. Yeah, sure. You got it.
Yeah, and if you do that, that'll also help with Megan too. Maybe you should ask Megan with the hashtag Think Like a Man. Then they'll know it's legit. Ask him what car he drove to the set. This dude was balling. Okay,
dude. What I love.
I'm gonna say, was it the Ghostbusters car?
I don't know.
Kevin Hart? Maybe. I mean, because that'd be awesome. Because listen. Sure, you can be an actor, rolls in with, some sort of vintage 1960s Rolls Royce or whatever. But if you roll to set in a Ghostbusters car, but you're still, like banging Lil Wayne or something, I think that's some next level stuff. Maybe that's what you need to do. Kevin Hart rolls up in some, tan and taupe Bentley. You got to roll in like a DeLorean.
So what I love about the chat realm is that they don't truck in half measures. So it's like you have them pretending to be actual journalists. Cheetos under the CTMZ account saying our sources are telling us you drove a strange vehicle or a vintage vehicle. That's awesome.
Come on. No, listen to you, CTMZ. Listen to me. You put hashtag Think Like a Man. Do it over.
Yeah, there you go. How about this? You, sir, are a dapper chap. Which horseless carriage did ride to the set of your latest moving picture, Think Like a Man?
That's funny. That's
amazing. I hope Bob McMob gets the answer there. Yeah. Romany, let me ask you this, because we were talking about projects that and your mindset going into it. There's something that I've just been meaning to ask you about, and now that we're actually friends, it's not going to seem just like weird that I would bring it up. But like, you did The Love Guru.
Yes, I did.
Yeah, and that was a movie where it was that was right after Austin Powers.
Yeah.
And Mike Myers is printing money. And then, that comes out not particularly, well received critically. And we haven't seen a whole lot of Mike Myers since. You were coming up 40-Year-Old Virgin. Going into it, what were your expectations? What did you think of the script, and what was your reaction to it?
Let me go in from the top. I'm going to have to start with Chat Realm on this one. Yo, how honest do you want me to be here? Like, how real do you want me to be about this? I'm asking the chat realm.
Okay.
I'm asking the chat. Brian, Justin, let the chat realm answer. Let's see. How honest are we supposed to be here? Like, I'm seeing 100% super real, bring it, brother. Okay, go. Okay, boom. Okay, you know what? Because I'm going to talk business. Are you sure? I'm going to tell you business. All right?
All right, let's rock it.
Boom, here we go. First of all, let's repeat the question. Justin?
Okay. Love Guru.
What? Yes.
What was your perception of it going into it when I'm sure you were given the script by your agent? What did you think about the project, considering all the talent that was into it? Mike Myers was huge with Austin Powers. And what was your reaction to the critical and financial reception of the film?
Bob Cauley is like as real as you can be without ruining your career. Well,
and even that last part's kind of optional with Chat Realm. They're all like, if now's the time to dive off, we'd like to watch, sure.
Hey, look, I'm going straight up. when I read the script, that movie was funny as hell. The script was pure. It was hilarious. It was that Mike Myers humor, but it was funnier, and it had like a really cool message. It really was awesome. And then the second thing was I was getting the opportunity to work with someone who had influenced me so much in my career. So
being Myers.
I mean, in my, growing up, Mike Myers was just a major, major influence, Wayne's World, as you know, all the Austin Powers. And so, and even Saturday Night Live, there was just no way in the world I was going to pass up on I've worked with Judd Apatow, I've worked with Seth Rogen, I've worked with Steve Martin, Tina Fey, Amy Poehler, Will Ferrell. I feel like, Mary Louise Parker, I could go down the line. I feel like I really keep getting lucky. And there was no way in the world that I was going to walk away from an opportunity to learn from Mike Myers.
Sure.
And so, and also the script was great. But here's what happens, and this is what really happened, is first of all, I think that there were just some bad seeds involved in the creation of this project. And there was a lot of compulsive behavior and micromanaging of artists, and a lot of confusion on the set, and a lot of people getting yelled at, and it really killed the morale of the process. And the director that we hired, I have no idea why he was such an asshole to me. I mean, he was the dude. This is no kidding. Mike Myers would make a mistake, and the dude would yell at me. And
really?
like yell at me to where like people would have to hold him back.
Wow.
And I'm like, I wasn't sure if honest to God, didn't know if I was going to have to beat this dude's ass, and
Yeah.
and take over.
So it was that tense.
I didn't, dude. You should see how aggressive he was towards me. It was the most bizarre thing. And then, mind you, Mike Myers believed that comedy plays very close to camera, so I'd have to keep my face to the camera when he'd do his lines, and he'd do his lines for 14 hours. He'd do them over and over and over because he was kind of unsure. But what happens is they're rolling this thing around on these wooden plaques, and it would create this friction, and the camera would shock my face. So it was like torture. I just trying to give the most earnest reactions, like, yes, Master Shock, can I have another? It felt like some straight up.
So you're following and just painting a picture, and correct me if I'm wrong, but you're doing a shot where the camera is moving. Mike Myers wants you to keep your face as close to the camera as possible, so you're literally got your cheek on the metal, and you're moving along as it dollies across, the shot.
Yes, and he wants me at the same time. The whole time I'm doing this, he wants me to continue massaging his balls. Right? And so
you're burying the lead. Go ahead.
So yeah, and I'm watching this entire process, and I'm thinking to myself, karmically, the way that people are being treated on this thing, there's something very wrong here. And me and my agents and my family would get on the phone and talk about it. But I have to tell you that I just think that it was one of those situations where a good project and the people involved just kind of lost their ways, lost their vision because of all the, it was just demeaning. People were just being yelled at and treated like shit.
See,
I got lucky because I got to hang with the hockey players. So it was like me and 30 hockey players. And like anytime, someone would be mean to me, there'd be like 30 hockey players yelling from the ice, "Fuck you, faggot, fuck you." I'd be like having to calm them down, like, "Hey, easy, easy, easy." But
so you had the hockey player extras chirping at the director who's barking at you because Mike Myers screws up his line.
No, like exactly. And they would be like, literally, you'd see 5 or 6 of them just come onto the ice and start skating towards the director. Like, it was tense. And,
yeah.
It was because, I would hang with the hockey players. We would go out. We were each other's wingmen. Man, I would take the whole, like, we had like 30 hockey players. I take them out to dinner.
Who were you hanging with?
Huh?
Who were you hanging with? Which players were you hanging with? Do you remember?
Yeah, I got to hang with what's his name? Blake Roberts.
Okay.
Yeah, and Blake Roberts at the time he was on the Kings. He was in LA. And then there was a guy kind of old school guy named Jim Thompson. you know, who used to play. Okay. But of the professional players, those are the only two guys that I actually recall that were really pros that were there. And then everybody else was kind of like people who had played. Like we had a dude we called Chicklets because he really didn't have a lot of teeth.
Sure.
Right? And we had my other dude. Oh, hold on one second. That's my rice cooker. Hold on.
That was an authentic moment. That was an NSFW moment just then.
I am so glad I asked about the Love Guru.
Well, here's what's interesting is you hear, and Romany, you can chime in here. Like around the time that the Christian Bale blow up, you know, leaked with him chewing out that lighting guy or stuff, the line that kind of went around was like, well, this kind of happens on set a lot. But it's like, it just sounded to me like a poisonous atmosphere that I wouldn't want to be a part of.
Well, and this, I mean, and I don't want to, I don't know if there's any kind of connection to it, but after the Love Guru came out, there was legal issues between Mike Myers and one of the studios, and that's kind of been some of the reason why you haven't seen a lot of Mike Myers. And if the trade, you know, reports are to be believed, that you know, there was friction with, you know, him and people, you know, further up the ladder, and I don't know whether or not that bled into the set of the Love Guru or where that came from, but
did they threaten to ruin my career and everything? Like we literally got phone calls from the producers after everything was over, basically saying that they were going to ruin my career and they were going to tell everybody that I didn't want to participate in the promotion of the film and all this other stuff. And it was a really sad and unfortunate event that kind of it ran its course, and I honestly believe is that I knew it going in that I was already committed, but the way people were being treated just karmically, it just didn't seem aligned with what I've experienced in like a hit show or a hit movie. You know, usually when I'm on a set that like Weeds or 40-Year-Old Virgin, people are just treated really nicely. And then at the same time, to be quite frank, I can't really bash Mike Myers either. You know what I mean? We spent Thanksgiving together, and he came to my birthday party. You know, we just had a bad group of guys on just a bad group.
So in your experience, that idea, in your experience, it's BS. That idea that like, oh, people blow up and yell a lot at each other, and that's just Hollywood. In your experience, it sounded like you've had a lot of essentially positive experiences with with most of the projects, with a couple of exceptions.
Well, honestly speaking, like one of the things that we do before I ever take a job is, because I'm a sensitive dude, and like I got to be real. Acting is really secondary to my existence. Like, don't get me wrong, I love doing it and it's fun, but I kind of came into this business owning a business, and as a result of that, I never really had to work to, I never had to act to eat, you know what I mean? Right. So we always vet everyone that's involved in a project before I actually agree to do anything. So if there's anyone on the set, or if there are people on the set who have a reputation of being a little, aggressive or whatever, we will either usually pass, or we will address it right up and be like, what state of mind is this person in? Because I'm just being real. Life is too short. I'm good.
What percentage of projects do you pass on?
I would say that I pass on probably like 97 to 98% of the projects that come my way.
Man. Can I ask you this? There was a really funny, it was an interesting interview I heard with a director, and I think his name is Turtle Taub, but he's done a lot of the big Disney adventure kind of flicks, and he used to be the assistant for Gene Wilder, and he was talking about why Gene Wilder doesn't do a lot of movies, and it would be because 90% of the scripts he got were some version of Willy Wonka. And I would assume because you're a black guy with a huge energy, you can play a very engaging character, that 90% of the scripts are a parody or just a ridiculous caricature of a loud, obnoxious black guy. Is that 90% of the scripts that you pass on?
You know what? No, actually, it's weird. Like I've only had like maybe 3 jobs in my life where the role was actually written for a brother. I don't know. Chat realm, really quick. Justin, Brian, everybody, have you heard of a cartoon right now called Unsupervised? It's on FX. Of
course. On FX. Yeah. In fact, you guys
finished.
You guys are talking about. Is there something we could do? Can we make season 2 happen? Can we slam dunk that?
You know what? We might be able to, if you know, but I'll tell you what. We got about 3 more episodes coming. We have 3 more surprise episodes, and I'm telling you right now, the things that we get away with on that show, particularly in these 3 episodes, I don't understand it. But anyway, that's one of the shows that was written, for a black guy that I played. Conrad in Weeds was written for a brother, and The Doorman in Think Like a Man was written for a brother. But other than that, from what I understand, I haven't really had any other roles that were intended for brothers. It's like,
oh wow,
yeah. So I actually get to come in and kind of like Judd Apatow was adamant about that. He was like, please put the damn script down and just say it. Just say it, you know. Right. And that kind of freed me up quite a bit.
That's awesome.
Yeah, and also like, really and truly, it's just a matter of having enough confidence to kind of play the character the way you want to see it. You know what I mean? And that's what's great about Think Like a Man, which is one of the reasons that I signed on. It doesn't cater to any particular race. Somebody said college boys. I don't believe that, but it doesn't cater to any particular race. It's just like a universal friggin' story about like, men being men and women being women, and just trying to, one dude's trying to hit it and she's trying to get him to commit to it, and it's I wouldn't listen to me, y'all. I wouldn't sell you up a river. Think Like a Man is the business.
All right.
I almost want to go out on a moment and say I'm going to say Think Like a Man is better than the 40-year-old vagina.
What?
Nice. All right.
It's better than the 40-year-old vagina. No, you know what? 40-year-old vagina is pretty good if you've had it. I'm going to say it's as good as the 40-year-old vagina. That's what I'm going to say.
Sure. All right. Well, there we go.
Yep.
I mean,
I'm also as proud of this as I am of the 40-year-old vegan. I'm as proud of this movie as I am of the 40-year-old vegan. And I'm going to go out one more and say the last time I felt this good about a movie was the 40-year-old virgin. Honestly.
That's awesome. Well, listen. I think it's going. It looks like it's going to do gangbusters. The one thing I got to ask you though is listen. You are a man who understands his audience, and you got to understand that the audience you're talking to now, the top films they want to see this summer are Prometheus and Avengers and Dark Knight. Like this, that's the crowd. Yeah. All right. So give me, for a genre science fiction or comic book fan, give them a little tidbit of what they're gonna get out of Think Like a Man.
Yeah, maybe, and feel free to embellish. Like, if you want to imply that all of the main characters are secretly cyborgs, even though they don't really explore that in the plot.
I think Romney is he's brilliant. This man could sell snow to an Eskimo. I think he's got an angle planned out. I think he's got it. He can sell Chat Realm on Think Like a Man. Go ahead.
Okay, check this out. Now, I'm gonna be real. A lot of times in relationships, right, what'll happen is we'll come out of a relationship and then we'll think back and we'll be pissed off at the person we broke up with or the person that broke up with us. But 99% of the time, you are responsible for what you got yourself into. You're the reason that you're in the situation that you're in. If you prefer to blame people for your low ratio of getting of successful relationships, or your low ratio of happiness in relationships, you really, if you're content with that and you want to continue to blame people, don't mess with the movie, right? Mm-hmm. But if you want to learn game, if you want to truthfully learn game, right, and how to maximize, and I don't know if I'm gonna get the belt for this, but I'm gonna go ahead and throw it out there anyway, right? How to maximize your. They're belting me already.
They're on the fingers on the trigger.
Damn it! Okay. All right, Matt. Matt Wakeford was like, belt! Okay. Here's the deal. Seriously speaking, I'm not kidding you. The one thing you will walk away with a lifestyle when you see this movie. Meaning you will have a whole new approach to the way in which you go about obtaining that queef harp. You get what I'm saying? No belt.
Was that the one with the dragon, Queef Heart?
The Queef Heart, the Queef Heart,
It's like that where Sean Connery was the voice of the dragon? Is that Queef Heart?
Braveheart? What song is it? Dragonheart?
Oh no, it's the Mel Gibson movie with the you can take our queefs, but you can't take our freedom.
No, that's it. That's it. If you want to increase your ratio, go for broke. If you don't want to increase your ratio, don't watch it.
Yeah, stay at home, which is all you're alone, where you're gonna die alone and sad and lonely.
And like I'm saying, I want to go see Avengers. I want to go see Avengers too. But let me tell you something. I don't want to go see Avengers alone. You know what I'm saying?
Now you sold it. You watch this movie this month, and you've got a whole lifestyle so that you're set on the big holiday weekend, and you have a date. See this movie, and you will have a date for the Avengers.
That's the game to bring a lady to the Avengers. Hey, listen, every Hawkeye needs a Scarlet Witch. You know, you need to go ahead and bring.
Sounds
your
like a
lady
really dirty metaphor. Like, come on, baby, every Hawkeye needs a Scarlet Witch. Just.
Yeah, listen. You guys think I'm kidding? You know good and well. I want you to look around, and I want you to really, really think about it. Me and Kevin Hart are the dudes that bring it. And when I say bring it, when you actually walk away from the movie or from the show with things you can actually apply and use in your day-to-day, in your day-to-day hunt. You get what I'm saying?
And I guess that makes sense because, of course, the book was all about that. I mean, the book was very much a how-to guide.
Right, but I read the book and it was kind of written for women. You know what I mean? Yeah. And in this weird way, it kind of tells you, if you read it the way that I read it, it kind of like, it kind of gave you insights to like, oh, wow, that's what men do? Okay, well, I don't feel so bad doing it anymore. But I just got through talking to a guy named Charlemagne over at 105, and Charlemagne was like, dude, it showed me all the things that women fall for. I was like, oh, he was right. It does. It kind of shows you like, oh, wow. So I'm just throwing it out there. I'm like, yo, look, man, if you got a sweet tooth like me, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I'm looking in the chat room. Chimera's got a.
Lions in the chat room. Number one. All right, I'm sorry, Romney. I have to just say this. Kuhan says Hawkeye was married to Mockingbird, jury, not Scarlet Witch. And also Chimera in the chat room. Step 1, go to movie. Step 2, manage your own pussy warehouse.
That's
hey, that was. Oh, Virtual, Charlemagne, Mockingbird jury. I saw that pop up. I was like, what the hell?
Oh my God. All right. Well, when does Think Like a Man come out? Let's get all the details on that.
Okay, guys, I'm not kidding you. April 20th is when this joint drops. This is going to be, I'm telling y'all right now, this is going to be one of them 40-year-old virgin joints. I'm just being real.
Dude,
it's one of them joints.
Speaking of joints, considering your release date.
Yeah, exactly. Well, okay, so you realize, but you got to figure out some way to tie this in with the Coney 2012 campaign, because that's their big.
I've been doing it. I've been doing it for 2 weeks, bro. Hold up. Let me tell you something. This is how I know that our numbers are going to bang this weekend. Because everybody's going to get faded. They're going to go see the movie. They're going to leave the movie and forget what the hell they saw and have to go buy a second ticket to go see the movie again on Saturday. That's how I know it's going to blow up.
It's brilliant.
And listen, I want my whole Weeds following to salute by smoking in the car. No, I shouldn't say that.
Well, why not? It's practically legal.
I'm just gonna say, if you do hotbox before you see Think Like a Man opening April 20th, then I think you're going to have a different experience than anybody else, and you can go see it again and experience it again for the first time. Let me just say one thing about this cast in this movie. If you look back at the history of awesome comedies, there is a great tradition of just putting a bunch of great people in a room and letting them play off each other and be amazing and bombastic and charismatic. You've seen that with Caddyshack. You've seen that with a lot of the Judd Apatow movies. That's the idea, is just put just a ton of talent in a room and let them be hilarious together. And I look at that cast, and with guys like you and Kevin Hart and Taji P. Henderson, who is amazing in Hustle and Flow and so many other things. You guys just got wall-to-wall talent in that movie, and I think it's gonna be awesome. I'm pumped to go see it.
Hey man, thank you. I'm telling you right now, like, all kidding aside, I don't know why this. Oh, I got to share this with you guys really quick. Okay, let me just talk about something really quick because I think it's very important, all right?
Yeah.
Check this out. So we get this email today from our producers. Damn, I'm just giving y'all all the behind the scenes.
This is what we love, man. People love, that's what people love about NSFW
Well,
show.
you know, we know Romney's going to come on the NSFW show. He's not going to pussyfoot around. He's not going to give us the publicist speak. He's going to drop some real bombs of knowledge here.
He's running.
No, it's real. And one of the things that was in the email that really caught my attention was the producer was like, yo, he's like, look at this. We're at this place now where our movie has now earned the awareness that through social media, we have earned the awareness of movies 10 times our size. So we made our movie for like $10 million.
Holy crap, really?
You know what?
With that cast, what'd you guys get paid? $14
sure.
and an Arby's gift certificate?
I know exactly. I could be wrong about that, so maybe I should recant that statement. I think we made it for $15.
15 pesos. Yeah.
No,
Holy
literally
crap.
we made it for like $15. Okay. No. How much did we make this movie for? Did we make it for 10? Okay. I want to say we made it for 10. I could be wrong, but the long and the short of it is this. We have earned that they track the awareness of a movie. There's this process that they have. And like if you get a 3 or a 4, you're doing damn good. Like a 3 or 4 is like that's probably going to be a
that's
hit
what
movie.
they do all tracking stuff, and that's how everybody knew that John Carter was going to be a complete bomb.
Yeah, because they had
3
no
weeks
penetration.
out.
Nobody knew what the heck a John Carter was.
They didn't know what it was, what was happening in it, why they would want to go see it, and when they were asked what it was, the people that were calling, they're like, I don't know who you are. Get off the phone, and they throw it at the wall.
John Carter doesn't live here anymore.
No, absolutely, exactly. It's the same. You know, I mean, it's the same thing. Like we're so high, we're so beyond 4, it's ridiculous. But in the email, you know, from the producers, they were like, and we owe this to your social networking. Like me and this cast have just band together, and we've been putting out videos almost like every other day of what we've, you know, of things like, for instance, Tijuana Jackson interviewed the men from Think Like a Man.
Oh, that's great.
Now here's what's crazy. They knew they were going to be interviewed, but they didn't know what question TJ was going to ask. And everybody else in the room who was working behind the scenes had no idea who TJ was. They were literally standing behind me thinking I was TJ saying this to the cast. They had no clue. It was the most
for audio
uncomfortable-
listeners, he was mouthing, "Do you want me to get rid of him?" Like the angry, frightened publicist was like, "Yeah, get this guy out of here."
Hey, and actually, you bring up a really good point. Do you find that that studios are trusting, they're understanding that the actors with social media have to be brand managers? Because there were projects just 3 years ago, like when I did Universal Halloween Horror Nights. Everything was tightly regimented. They're like, you don't talk to the press. You don't do this. We have people who handle all this. We manage the brand. We manage the messaging, blah, 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 blah. The next year or 2 years later, when I came back, they're all like, yes, please tweet. And if you want to do behind the scenes stuff, just make sure, you know, let so-and-so know you're doing X, Y, or Z. Like, do you see more of that now? Like, do they acknowledge that social media puts more of the power of the movie in your hands? Think about it. Just take a moment, work through it.
Man, that's a stoic look from Romney.
I didn't mean to freak him out.
Yeah, I think he's pissed off.
Oh, I knew I overstepped our bounds.
He's like, all right, listen, Justin, you brought up probably the biggest flop of my career on air without prepping me, and that's fine. But Brian saying whatever you just said,
Brian saying some horse crap about managing a brand. I don't even know you asses. Click. I'm out of here. Well, that was a really good time. Make sure to go see Think Like a Man.
I'm so glad it comes out on 420 because I'll remember when it is, you know, because if it was just some random day, I would not remember it. But, well, hopefully we'll get Romney back. But I guess we should probably start wrapping things up now anyway, right?
Yeah, definitely. We forgot to mention, follow Veronica. I assume you already follow me. If you want to know whatever happens to the future of Game On, and feel free to go out there and continue to blow up that episode, because you already made one of our dreams come true. You know, going out as the #1 podcast, and now if we could just have massive numbers as well, then
I would like to hang a big bloated, fat, pulsating episode of Game On as the last thing. Just know this, that every month Twit has a sheet that tracks all the downloads that come in, and they put it in bar graph form. And I would just really be delighted if, and just to show that you know there's an audience. And I don't blame. I mean, listen, the show wouldn't have existed unless Twit gave us a chance.
Yeah, no, and we should, in the list of people we should thank, we again have to thank Leo Laporte was the one who took a big gamble on us and wanted to go the high production route, and I think we all
and let me also just real quick, let me just say this. They took a massive, they did it 100% right. They paid everybody like it was TV. They paid me to write, which is something that they probably could have coaxed me into doing for free. They had Brian, fly out. They make sure that they were there, at the same time. They paid Veronica what she is worth. All right. I've seen a lot of people say, and I don't know where this came from, that Veronica was expensive. Veronica was not expensive. Veronica cost that much money because she is worth it. She is a goddamn supernova. The fact that she's still doing podcasts is amazing. Yeah. Because she should be on television. She has got television talent and television.
She's very smart. That's what she is. She's extremely smart, and she understands her market, and unfortunately, she's ahead of the game. So it's going to take them a minute to understand that as well. It's the same thing going on over here.
Yeah.
Sorry, she jumped right in.
No,
there.
absolutely.
Sorry.
I mean, so if anybody's saying that Veronica was expensive, she wasn't expensive. That's what you pay Veronica, and you're lucky to pay Veronica that amount of money. But I would love it if the community of Game On could kind of make this last episode just a real big tower for the month.
Yeah, no, thank you to everybody who made Game On possible. And of course, while you were gone, Romany, we talked the hell up out of on your movie. Anything besides the fact that it comes out on 420 and people need to continue to harass your co-hosts?
Yeah. I want to throw some stuff out at you really quick. I want to answer your first question. I didn't have a Twitter account until No Ordinary Family. And
really?
When I got to know they made me get one. So I mean, it's become, listen, my business partner, the person that I work and produce and curate material for, his name is, his name is irrelevant. The point of it is that this guy goes through about $1 billion a year. And all of his investment partners, I kid you not, whenever we say, we're trying to put together a movie, they say who's in it. And when we say when we tell them so-and-so or so-and-so, the first question out of every investor's mouth is, how many Twitter followers does he have? How many Twitter followers does she have? How many Facebook friends does she have?
Yeah.
That's what they want to know. Because and also I'll throw another one at you. Working with being on unsupervised with effects, we don't have a huge advertising budget. So instead, what we do is we actually go around and, I give out material. Like I'll mail out screenplays that are signed by the cast. I'll mail out autographed posters. It doesn't matter. And we'll do all kinds of, incentive games via the internet. Post a quote by Darius and qualify to win this, blah, blah, blah. I'll give people my text number, have people call me and give me their opinion of the show. And if they're honest, whether they like it or not, if they're honest, I'll send them something, that kind of thing. Long and short of it is that we did a really major online push for our 8th episode. It became our largest episode
most
to
watched.
date, most viewed episode to date. And they are completely convinced that those types of push influence the viewership tremendously. So once upon a time they said that Twitter didn't get, people wouldn't put down Twitter to watch your show. Now it's kind of different, especially if you're engaging correctly. It really has a lot to do with the way in which you interact with people. So what I would say about Think Like a Man is it's the first time I've been involved in a movie where they've been so conscious of it. And if, as you know, come on, Taraji Henson, Kevin Hart, Gabrielle Union, Jerry Ferrara, Gary Owen, Megan Good. In the social networking world, these people are somewhat gods in their own right. You know what I mean? If these were Greek times, they would be some kind of goddesses, based on their freaking follower or subscriberships or whatever.
Yeah.
So collectively, we've been doing videos together and we've been putting them out. I've got, like I said, I interviewed the cast. And you know what? I tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to give you guys the link to the video that I just did. I'm going to post it right now. There's the link to the video that I did that, I kid you not, if you search this video, the numbers aren't saying so. I posted it at midnight last night. It already has 27,000 views. And on World Star Hip Hop, it has more than 115,000 views. It's only been up for a day. I'm not exaggerating. That's the first thing I'm gonna say. And then the second thing I'm gonna say is there is a behind the scenes version of this where it gets really raw. I'm gonna also post that. No one else has seen that. You have to have the right link to see it, but I'll post it to you.
Yes.
And that you're seeing. Yeah, I'm gonna throw some backdoor action. No hair. It's nice and waxed. I'm gonna throw some backdoor action up there for y'all as well. I just got to dig it up.
Awesome.
Yep. Nice bleach. If there is any hair, it's bleached. It's non-obtrusive. I'm just letting you know.
Okay.
And,
Sure. Or maybe you could do something fun with it. You know, make it just like a red and blue kind of motif or something. Or maybe you can have Think Like a Man died into it. Opening April 20th. Theaters everywhere.
There you go. Well,
I'm just trying. Listen, I'm throwing it against the wall, seeing what sticks.
I think on that note, I think we got to wrap up this episode of NSFW. Thank you so much, Romany, for hanging with us. Thank you for staying up late. Best of luck with the rest of the tour. You look like you want to say something.
Yeah, man. Can I tell?
Yeah, go.
I do. I don't want to go away just yet. Last thing.
Yeah.
Sorry. Thanks to Google and Alchemy Network. No, seriously, thanks to Google and Alchemy Networks, they actually helped me put together a show called Romany Meets His Friends. And what I do on this show is I basically travel all across the country. I land in an airport and I just start contacting people in my social network.
What?
I'm given a car, I'm given a bicycle, and I'm given a pair of skates. And from the minute I contact you in my social network, you have an hour. We have an hour to spend.
Oh, that's
so you can
awesome.
meet me halfway. You can guide me to where you are. You can send a car for me. You can do whatever you think. You can tell me how to. If riding a bike is quicker than taking a car through traffic, you can guide me through that. But the long and short of it is, I have an hour. It's called Romany Meets His Friends. It starts in the summer, and I literally land in a different city every weekend and do the same thing over and over. And here's what's the cool part: I get a cash prize for every guest, every person that I meet. And then that cash prize goes to the visit that I thought was the best.
Oh, that's awesome. So are you shooting it right now, or is that's coming up later? Like, oh, are you still
going to production? Okay. We go into production in May.
Dude.
Well, there we go. Then, I guess you got to follow Romany.
Absolutely, at Romany Malco. There you go.
Romany Malco to maybe be the guy that hangs out with Romany on the show.
There we go. Now I'm playing the end of the show song.
But maybe don't do Twitter. Maybe you don't do Twitter, maybe you do Facebook, maybe something. Go to funnyblack.com. All my social networks are there. I learned that from Veronica. Just go to funnyblack.com, baby, and you'll see everything that you need to know about me. All right?
You got it.
And before I go, I'll make sure to post that link that I promised.
Dude, fantastic. Thanks again so much, Romany.
Yes.
No, thank you guys.
Dying to fire, kids.
Thank you.
See you next Tuesday.
Soon I discover.
Well, this is not playing this video here. It's just a frozen
It did
block.
that last week too.
Yeah, I don't know what it is. I got to see what it is. Oh wait, it's good that we didn't go. Hold on. That's Tony. Leave this in because we got to do this.
Week of April 9th, 2012. I'm your host, Roberto Villegas. It's week 3 and nothing came out, so practically nothing has changed. Let's go check the scoreboard. Veronica, Tom, Sarah, Brian. Third place, no movies. And with Wrath of the Titans bringing in $15 million this week, bringing his total to $58.8 million, it's Justin Robert Young. And with Hunger Games bringing in $33.5 million this week, bringing his total to $302.8 million, it's Scott Johnson.
302
and just like
million.
that, week 3 of the movie draft is over. That is your movie draft minute for the week of April 9th, 2012.
Awesome.
Hey,
Romany, have you heard of our movie draft, our summer movie draft?
Yeah. Do you know about our summer movie draft that we do?
I don't.
Okay, so it's fantasy football, but for movies. We get 6 people and we auction off the movies. You have 100 virtual dollars, and then in chat realm plays along at home. Let me show you this. So we have over 1,000 people playing along from home. And here you can see, let me go ahead and move this over here. You can see what titles everybody bought with their monies, and then basically however much money it makes during the summer is how much you guys, how much your team makes. And then So right now we're way early in the summer. So everybody, first we all picked the movies that we wanted and we bought them at whatever price we could negotiate. But then based on those numbers, everybody in the chat realm was able to put together their own mini teams so that they could see how they could play along. So what's awesome is it just makes it to where the first thing you check every goddamn morning is Box Office Mojo to see how the movies you bought. And you find yourself rooting for movies that you wouldn't normally give a damn about.
Unfortunately, nobody. We didn't have Think Like a Man in the draft. We should have Think Like a Man in the draft.
Yeah, we should have.
That's gonna make a lot of money. I would have spent Think Like a Man. I would have had my budget for that at probably. I would have spent $12 to $15 on Think Like a Man because I think it could do big.
Yeah. I think it has the potential to do big myself. I will tell you though, I've been told by publications, that we've approached the press and stuff that they don't cover those kinds of movies. And
those kinds of movies?
I was like, what is that? What does that mean? But no, I have a funny feeling that Think Like a Man is going to surprise a lot of people. And not only is it going to surprise a lot of people, I think that it's just going to be straight up entertaining. Can you
put on blast the publications that said they don't cover those kind of movies? Do you want to put that out there?
Jay, who was it? Spill it.
Yo, you see how big my eyes are right now? That shit is not going to happen. That shit ain't happening. But like, man, I'm really sorry about Game On because I really did think, actually, you remember I was actually emailing you, Justin, and asking you like if I could come back on the show. Mm-hmm. Remember?
Oh yeah, no, definitely. I mean, Romney, I'm not even kidding. I think that there's a really cool I think me and Brian have always, kind of felt that you're a great fit on in this kind of thing. And I know me and Brian are always, whenever I see, a commercial or something for like Think Like a Man, or I see it on Twitter or something, I'm always like, oh, cool. I'm like, that guy knows my name. That's awesome. But I'm like that for everything. It's like people that I went to college with when they were like reporters and stuff for like the Washington Post. I'm like a soccer mom with my friends. Like I'm so excited for everything that they do. But it always blows my mind that you dig NSFW and the stuff that we do here. So I really enjoy whenever you can be on the show, and I try to, for Game On, like, again, thinking about that idea, I was like, there's only one dude I got to call, and that's Ron.
Yeah.
Well, and as far as the future, something good will come of the Game On experience. There's too much awesomeness and there's too much fan interest for that to fizzle and go nowhere,
No, you're absolutely right. I mean, and if anything, like, it definitely raised your clout ratio, man, because you guys pulled off some pretty miraculous stuff. And like, it's just showing you that you guys are engineers. You guys are pioneers in the game. You know how to make a show happen. You know how to make it work, and you know how to make the numbers soar. And then, of course, you got this great following. Chat realm is the bomb. I still, and I'm going to say this, but you can't belt me because of the fact that it's not a curse word. I'm going to spell it so that you guys know.
Okay.
I still fucks with
F-U-X.
F-U-X.
All right.
I still fucks with the dudes in the chat realm. I still holler at everybody in there. Privately, sometimes it's on the sidelines if they're trying to get hooked up, they're trying to put something together. I know somebody they can meet up with. So, I dig the crew, dude, and we should keep building, and before you know it, we'll be sitting on our own little country. How about them apples?
Yeah.
That's it. That's what I'm talking about I think the goal is, and especially with the whole Game On thing, what was beautiful to me about what happened last night and today is just that, like, you kind of realize that the lesson of the internet isn't about getting on to another platform and then you become big, and then for some reason you have this audience that is way larger. Because a lot of times, a larger audience is good, and it's always good to kind of get out to new people, but it's cool to have the fan base that can make it happen in-house, and you can be yourself, and you can express what you want to say, and you can just have that freedom and that artistic kind of leeway to say things that are awesome. And it's like, it's what I love about the fact that you're kind of down with the show, is that if you were just on the show and you had just kind of known about it, I would never ask you about the Love Guru. Like I would be like he's gonna hate the show. He's gonna hate me. I'm asking about this show that just bombed at the box office and everything.
Oh, I hate that friggin' the politics of that. Like editing, that's the thing. Like my whole cast, my producers, everybody gets nervous when we do shows. We do radio interviews, we do TV interviews. They're like, what is that dude gonna say? Because my temperament, I'm so much more conditioned to this type of entertainment and this type of information, and I honestly believe it's the future. It's like there's no way in the world that we're going to continue to take. Like, remember when they were making those commercials after BP had that spill, and they were making those commercials? Everything's okay now. Never mind the oily black children in the background.
Right.
Yeah.
Clean them off. Like, I mean, seriously, how much longer are we going to take that shit? How much longer are we going to take like corporate-driven, propaganda as news? I mean, damn. I mean, this has got to be the future. And like, I believe like this, the more transparent at the end of the day, it might, the more transparent, the more entertaining. That's what I sincerely believe. The more, the more relatable, the more
and people respond, and they always have, to humanity. They respond to, to
authenticity, especially on the internet. The internet can smell fake a mile away, and I think that's part of the reason you see these big flops with social media directives, where it's like they try to stick to corporate messaging or whatever. Oh, I'm sorry, I got to manage my warehouse.
That's what you can have, folks, if you just go see Think Like a Man, your very own Pussy Warehouse. Come on down to Pussy Warehouse, where we have all the finest pussies that you could possibly ask for.
I counted 12 pussies. How many pussies did you guys count? I counted 12.
I think if you actually just relax your eyes while you stare at the pussies, there's yet another bigger pussy that emerges.
Oh, you know what? That's interesting. It's like the thing, here's what I love about pink pussies, particularly, is that, no, seriously, like pink pussies have this way of being much more inviting. You know what I mean?
Sure, yeah.
Like, what?
Well, I mean, and also it's like, they kind of just go with anything. You could put a little, put some drapes around them, or, you can just, they just wander around and get into mischief, and you're like, what are you doing, pussy?
Exactly. And I don't know if you guys know this or not, but like one of the things I learned from my veterinarian, like it's better to feed pussy raw meat.
Oh yeah. Well, I mean, a lot of people don't think so, maybe, but it doesn't mean that you shouldn't mix up, maybe a zucchini or a carrot or, maybe a fig here and again.
No, you're absolutely right. But, predominantly, at least, any pussy that comes around here that, because we have a lot of strays, any pussy that comes around here, I just pretty much give them raw meat. And
I mean, you guys are on the road. You're on the road doing this tour. You're a big recognizable movie star. I'm sure that there's tons of strays just wandering around you and the rest of the cast of Think Like a Man as you go from town to town. And sometimes you gotta do your duty as a humanitarian.
No, you know what? I'll tell you the honest to God truth. I don't do it. It's not my thing. And like for a number of reasons. Like, I mean, come on, man. Look at OJ. You know what I'm saying? I'm not getting caught up in those are some really nice pussies.
Okay, all right. Look, we got to do intros and name this episode.
Okay. So look, I'm just gonna drop this last bomb and I'm gonna say this.
Drop the bomb.
I know you guys want some more unsupervised. It's coming. We got 3 more bonus episodes for you coming shortly.
Woo! And
I also know that look, I'm telling you, I know for a fact that when you go to see, look, it's the highest testing movie in the history of Sony. Like, no one's ever tested as high as we have tested. It's Sony.
Yeah, eat balls, Spider-Man. Think like a man. That's what Sony's banking on.
April 20th. I'll see you there. And if you want to be a part of my show, Romany Meets His Friends, just go to funnyblack.com and connect with me through one of those social networks. And we will do this. Big shout outs to Brian. Big shout outs to Justin. What's up? What's up, baby?
You better come down to South Florida. You meet your friends. I don't care. You ain't gonna meet me. I just want to just come down to South Florida. If you meet Gabrielle. Gabrielle's down here. You know what I'll do? I'll tell you what. I'll hit you up as soon as I get down there because I'll hit you guys up as soon as I get. I'd love to come sit in the studio. My family lives in Florida. It's just that I moved to New York. I don't know if I told you that I moved back to Brooklyn because I couldn't handle LA anymore and didn't think that I needed to. And so now that I'm in New York, I'm closer to Florida. I'm back and forth. So when I get in there, I'll let you know.
All right.
Dude, Half of Florida is New York, especially South Florida. All right, are we gonna read the ads?
Yeah. We got to do. Wait, what was it? Gigaloop had a quote from the show that I wanted to do. It was like, oh crap, that was my rice cooking or something. Like, what was it? It was just awesomely out of context, and I wanted to use it.
My rice cooker, what?
Yeah, hold on. I'm sure Gigaloop is gonna throw it up here any second.
I like step 1, watch Game On. or step 2,
hold on, that's my rice cooker.
I feel like we have to have Romany's name in it, though.
Yeah. Well, what should it be? Here, yeah, give us your recommendations.
Romany's rice cooker.
Oh, what you need a name for me?
Oh no, for the episode.
No, for the episode, what we're gonna call the episode.
To name this episode, I'm telling you, man. I think it should just be called The Belt.
The Belt.
That's what he says.
We'll just say Romany wins the belt. How about that?
Oh, how about call it Kunta Kunte? Because I was getting whooped like a slave in this
Oh
episode.
my God.
You got the belt like no one's business.
Right? How about we call it, yeah, man.
Toby gets the belt.
Oh, think like a rice cooker.
Think like a rice cooker? That sounds vaguely racist. It's
That
perfect.
sounds less than vaguely.
Okay, here we go.
Right, it does sound vaguely racist.
No,
Okay.
that means we're doing it. Okay.
Really?
Yeah, sure.
Oh, no.
122. All right.
Trouble.
You know what? How to stack the warehouse.
Oh, wait a minute. Yo, there's a good one. That's a good one. And here, someone just put Belt Guru. Belt Guru is really good. Whose idea was that?
Belt
The Belt Guru. Okay, that's what it'll be. All right, here we go.
Red 5506 said Belt Guru.
All right, here we go. Ready? This is NSFW, episode 122, recorded on April 9th, 2012. The Belt Guru.
Oh, you know what? How about rice cookers, belts? How about rice cookers, belts, and rice cookers, belts, and men? I don't know.
Dude, Romney, listen. You just gotta
You
gotta
can't
go first
overthink
draft
it,
on
bro.
this one. You just gotta get
You're
good
right.
wood on it and
You can't put the title on a pedestal, man.
Yeah, right?
All right, are we ready?
Yep.
This episode of NSFW show is brought to you by Pond5, the world's stock media marketplace. If you're a media maker who needs stock video clips, photos, illustrations, music tracks, or sound effects, check out Pond5 for instant downloads at the best prices anywhere. Check out Pond5 at pond5.com and add 25% F my A.
Oh, you almost. All right, go ahead.
All right. This episode of NSFW show is brought to you by Pond5, the world's stock media marketplace. If you're a media maker who needs stock video clips, photos, illustrations, music tracks, or sound effects, check out Pond5 for instant downloads at the best prices anywhere. Check out Pond5 at pond5.com. And for 25% off this month, use code TWIT25.
All right, and then
And yeah.
the tease. You got tease.
In this week's episode of Game On.
Wait, sorry.
we are-
I was. You couldn't hear it because it ducked
Swear
out.
to God, you keep effing around. I'm gonna put you in the warehouse real quick.
Hey, can I go?
All right. On this episode of Game On, we are joined by Romany Malco, folks. 40-year-old virgin, weeds, no ordinary family, and of course, the new film Think Like a Man coming out April 20th. Listen, this one is one you don't want to miss. We get all into no subject is off topic. This intro's rambling. I'm going to do another one.
Well, especially because did you say this episode of Game On?
Oh, F my butt.
In fact, you know what? That's it. We'll roll it with that. And we're done. That'll be a good intro.
Here we go. All right.
No, let's run with that. All right.
No, I have to actually say the stuff that happens in the episode. On this episode of Game... Sorry, everybody. That show's canceled. But NSFW isn't, because we have Romany Malco. He talks about his new film, Think Like a Man. We talk about The Love Guru and everything else possibly under the sun. Also, we talk about our canceled show, Game On. Oh, did I bring up Game On again? That's so Game On of me. all coming up on NSFW show.
Why y'all make fun of the gay man?
Yes, finally. God damn, we should have had you come on as we made that joke forever that it's our Jamaican gay interest podcast. Game on.
We even had a theme song. It went game on, game on, game on. Come and the rolls over, goes to sleep. Gay. He's a gay. He's a gay. He's a game on.
We should have had you come on as the game on. That would have been. Oh, God damn it! That's a really funny idea.
I real happy, man. I happy. I's a gay man today. I real happy.
All right, if we come back, the first scene.
Web 5506. You from the Caribbean? My family's Trinidadian. Let me see. So, hey, what part of the island you from, boy?
Wow.
What kind of where you from? What part? You're Trinidad. Is that Trinidad? Where in Trinidad? It have plenty place in Trinidad. Where is the place in Trinidad? Yeah, Los Ciro, yeah, Lavantil, yeah, down south. Yeah, some south Sando. I have people in Sando. I have people in Coquet. I have people right there in Coquet.
Dude, that's amazing.
Yeah. Where you going, boy? I have people in Coquet. You know, I have people in Port of Spain. I have people in Point 14. I have people. Wait, Vista Bella, boy. I have family in Vista Bella, boy. Hey, I have people, you know, I have people quite from Toco down to Los Ciro, you know.
This went from 0 to Trinidadian public access in like 4
amazing.
seconds.
I go sign out because I can't shut up and all I have work to do. But Web, I go say 5506. Web 5506, you know.
This is amazing.
I will catch you again. That's the thing people don't understand is that when I tell all about this is one of the greatest show on the planet, but all you're catching on yet, all you go find out when it grow up and win Grammy and all kind of thing, all you go want to come back and say all you was watching the friggin' NSFW show and the Game Man show, but all you go find out, all you leave the Game Man alone, eh? All right, I'm signing out. I'm gone.
That was amazing.
Drops the mic.
And I'm proud to be an American.